So let's bring in AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Waldman.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we got to be a little bit realistic here. It's been snowing for the last couple of hours. I was actually just looking out the window here at the office, like about an inch right here in central Pennsylvania. Delays at Philadelphia up into New York City. Dulles changed over to snow just about an hour ago.
All of our problems coming here along the eastern U.S. Major storm system moving up the east coast. You can see a lot of rain for the mid-Atlantic, but anywhere in pink, that's where it's been cold enough at the surface that we've seen freezing rain. The heaviest of that rainfall going to be in the upslope areas of the mountains, so on the western sides. About 2 to 4 inches expected by the time we get to Sunday afternoon with some minor flooding. And keep in mind, coastal areas under a high wind warning. Light snow falling so far around the Denver area, expecting a couple of inches here by tonight. Farther south, already about 3 to 4 inches picked up in some of the highest elevations. Snow likely going to continue. The upslope areas going to do the best with this system, but snow showers coming right along another Arctic front that's going to bring us some more cold air. South of that front, temperatures not too bad. They're in the middle 30s.
The biggest problem in New York City for the rest of today, definitely going to be the wind and the blowing and drifting snow. Not much accumulation here left over. Again, the travel bans have been lifted. New York City has been removed from the blizzard warnings, but they continue in earnest around the Boston area, across coastal New England.
There was a report of about 6 inches of snow in Berks County, Pennsylvania, but notice that is right on the line of that rain-snow mix, so a lot of moisture mixing in. This is very heavy, wet snow, and it's moving into southern New England as well. Fog likely to settle in around Sacramento and Fresno, along with those lower clouds, so heads up for early Monday morning. Likely going to need to slow it down on the roadways as visibility not going to be all that great. Here it is, another big dip in the jet stream that's allowing very cold air to pour back in. Gonna watch this area of low pressure. It's going to track very close to New England. Fans definitely going to want to have the rain gear and make sure your tailgates are covered. Going to be dodging a couple of showers around Foxborough too. You head farther east, that warmth not quite as prominent, but still feeling very nice for the second half of January. And we've got lots of sunshine to go with it too. It's going to be another day where we see the AccuWeather real feels below zero. Now remember, that does factor in the winds and the actual temperature. These are going to be getting progressively colder through this afternoon and into this evening. So hopefully brought the heavier coats, even though it didn't feel all that cold earlier this morning. Our first major snowstorm of 2015 is racing northward. I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman. Get the shovels and the snow plows ready, because here it comes. Radar image showing the clouds and a little bit of snow starting to creep into southern New England. Couple snow showers across central Maine, but that snow really going to start to fill in late this afternoon into tonight. This area of low pressure going to be strengthening off the coast. Of course, that means winds are going to come into play as well. Out over the open water, hurricane force wind warnings in effect closer to the coast, expecting winds to be about 10 to 25 miles per hour, so still pretty brisk. And again, that snow really going to pick up later on tonight. For today, a lot of clouds. Most of the snow arrives in the afternoon. It's going to accumulate about a coating to an inch or two. That snow turns heavy tonight. A lot of moisture coming in with it too. So it's going to be very wet. That means it's going to stick to just about everything. Concerned about power outages for tonight, in addition to the slippery roads. When all is said and done, looking at about 4 to 8 inches of snowfall by Sunday morning. Well, our next Pacific storm has already moved into western Washington and Oregon. Notice soaking rainfall already falling from Seattle down through Portland, down into the Medford area as well. Starting to fill in a little bit as this precipitation moves into the higher elevations, looking at a bit more of a wintry mix. But those snow levels still fairly high. The bigger concern along the coast, high wind warnings in effect. That's because the strong Pacific flow continuing out of the west. So we're looking at gusty conditions, especially along the immediate coast. But again, flooding is going to continue to be a concern as we head through today and into the day on Sunday. We'll switch it over and check out the model as we head through the next couple of hours. Here's how things are looking over the last hour. Again, the showers here across parts of western Washington and Oregon. But as we go forward through the next few hours in time, notice how the rain really starts to fill in. So as we head through tonight and into early Sunday, expect soaking rainfall, localized flooding, especially in the upslope parts of the mountains. Those are the western sides, as those winds again continue to push the moisture onshore.